Recording is on.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, I do past life reading. And
Yes.
first of all, I'm very curious to hear, yeah, why you want to do this, or like, yeah.
Oh, I will turn off my sound for. I cannot turn the dog. Yeah, I wanted to do this because I've been curious about it for quite some time now. A few years ago, a friend of mine sent me a guided meditation in which you can dive deeper into your previous lives. And I found it so fascinating. So I wanted to learn more about it.
Nice. What happened during the meditation?
Um, I saw some images from like the medieval times, but not. And I saw myself on my deathbed during those times, with a very loving family around me.
Nice.
So that was very nice, and but not really specific. Like you were this person, or this is exactly what happened. Just those images.
Right. Exciting. Yeah, I'd like to dive into your most recent past life, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, the most prominent one, and I guess interesting to find out more about it and see how it relates to your current patterns and mechanisms and themes, kind of. Um, so I work with tarot to start
Mm-hmm.
with. I form a character, ask some questions to the tarot, and then to you as well, to kind of find out about what kind of person you were.
Yeah.
Basically.
Cool.
And I write everything down. So just so you know, if you hear me typing, I'm not on Instagram or something.
Yes.
Okay, so your personality, your most recent past life. I'm always getting a little bit like actress, Hollywood type stuff
Nice.
somehow. But maybe that goes a life back, or I don't know. There's also kind of some people from Prison Escape we're both connected to. They're also kind of in that area, and then
Yeah.
the boss also from Prison Escape. So it's kind of like interesting to see the connections here.
Oh, cool.
Um, I have the idea that your theme right now with the burnout that you're experiencing might be something echoing. Um, I have the idea that in your past life there was also some kind of heaviness, and it was difficult for you um, to kind of like keep on going. It's as if you gave up at some point and kind of like let life like overwhelm you in a sense. Perhaps you were.
Yeah, the recognizable pattern.
Yeah, I mean, I've also had like a burnout, multiple burnouts in this lifetime. Like, yeah, just doing too much, like in the
Yeah.
extremes. Like, I'm also getting for you, like going into extremes. Mm, but also like a youthful, kind of dreamy, potentially romantic, creative character. Mm, and there's an element of potentially like overthinking. Mm, but I think many people do that, so it's kind of
Yeah.
it's still very generic. I want to dive into like your occupation in that lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I think you were trying to learn stuff a lot. There's an element of like being unorganized maybe, or chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
Could also be like an element of kind of like dealing with insecurity somehow. Is that something that you've had in this lifetime?
Yeah, yeah, that's something I've had in this lifetime.
Okay.
Um, Very chaotic, also insecure about certain things.
Hmm.
Uh, like I know that I'm good at things, but as soon as I have to do it in front of other people, then I really get insecure about it. So it's just afraid to fail.
Afraid to fail. Okay. This is an interesting topic. I'm gonna write this down. Occupation, because it's most of the times these kind of like belief systems, they stem from past life and childhood, something ingrained, um, something that you've been through in your childhood can also be like a echo from your past life, just to kind of like
Mhm.
size this wound. Mhm. I have your birth chart in front of me. We did a reading earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, and there's some difficult energy. Like I'm also getting with the card something karmic potentially. Like you in your past life you were working through something karmic from the life before that,
Mm.
which you maybe not managed to break out of somehow. And I see this T square, like double T square in your chart, also with Saturn, and Saturn is kind of is in Aries, 11th house. So I would say like your individual, your yeah, your confidence, your like Aries is a very confident kind of person, and um, yeah, just like showing themselves without apologizing for it. And it's in the 11th house of community and people around you. So and like groups maybe. So maybe this element of feeling confident within a group setting might be difficult.
Mm.
There's like this karmic energy from like Saturn is there, and it's in T square with Mars, which is in Libra in the fifth house. The fifth house is Leo, and Leo is someone who's also like standing on stage and like showing themselves, being in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So there's this kind of like your energy says, "I want to be in the spotlight." Um,
Yeah, I really always have that longing. Like yesterday, since ever since I saw my first performance on stage or a theater performance or with the groep 8 eindmusical, when I was in the second year of elementary school, I always had that longing to be on stage, and still yesterday I went to the theater, um, to a musical, and all I can think is I want to be there. I want to be there. It's like this really deep longing to
right.
do that.
So you cut off all acting jobs, like yeah, you quit at Prison Escape.
I quit Prison Escape, but I'm also going into the uh, voorprogramma of a theater show here in town in the theater,
Nice.
and I will be auditioning for a dinner show in December.
Okay, cool. So you're still playing.
Yeah, I still want to play it
Yeah,
because yeah,
it's important for you, I think.
yeah,
Yeah. And the T square is of the Mars and Saturn are both squaring the Sun and Neptune. And Neptune is in the eighth house of Aquarius, and the Sun is in eighth house of Capricorn. And this is forming like this triangle in your chart, with
hmm
all that heavy bottled up energy. The Sun is also representing your ego, your sense of self, and Neptune is more of like your yeah, the dream world, the subconscious, art, that kind of stuff. escapism. So there's this energy around the stage and like feeling confident around people, and yeah, I see. But when you want to channel this energy, you want to finish the triangle into a square. So you go to the empty corner of the chart to finish it, and then you have a square. And for you, that's in Leo, the second house, and Cancer, second house. And yeah, Leo is also very much stage, go on stage, being in the spotlight. The second house is more kind of stability, material stability, working slowly towards something. So I guess in this context, maybe working slowly towards being on stage, you know. Um, and Cancer second house is very homey and very grounded, based in home and having family and close relationships and feeling safe at home. These kind of things are important for you to be able
Yeah.
to balance that out. But yeah, so there's when I look at the cards, the potentially insecurities, but also the a bit chaotic, learning to yeah to move through these lessons in your past life was kind of like your occupation. That was the biggest theme in your life, I would say. Mm. So now we can also look at what happened actually that made you uh, struggle with these things.
Yeah.
Um, so what happened in your lifetime that opened up this insecurity or this like chaotic? Mm, yeah, I feel like you were actually like going through some kind of trial, maybe. You were really learning to get out of that, but meanwhile you kind of like gave up on it, something. Mm, yeah, I'm not quite sure yet with this. I will write it down.
Hmm.
I'd like to go to what kind of job you had. I mean, it could be multiple jobs, but yes. Mm. Something in potentially like really grounded, really like in the system or part of a system or mm, I also feel like that has something to do with transformation. Um, oh, let me turn this off because text messages from people is just distracting. um, yeah, so job. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of transformation happening. I don't know how this kind of relates to your job, like what kind of job this could have been, but we can. Um, yeah, I use AI most of the times also. Like I gather data and then I put it in AI and then it kind of like wraps it up. And then, yeah, uh, we find some figures. Um, and Natalia is joining. Hi, Natalia.
Hello,
Hi. Can you shortly
nice to meet
explain
you.
who you are? Because I didn't mention that you.
Yes, yeah. I'm just seeing the message from Geek, so I'm joining as I can. So I'm supporting Geek in the reading process by the way of simply being present, honestly, and feeling into what is being shared, and if necessary, reflecting if there's a strong feeling of the direction. That's really it. My role here is to hold space.
Okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, and she's helping me with, I guess, how to present myself online and yeah.
Cool.
Mm, yeah, so I don't know, something structured or something in real, uh, yeah, like very earthy kind of job. Mm, also something around healing potentially, or emotional heartbreak, or maybe there was some kind of heartbreak because you were in this system so much, or very much focused on this kind of, yeah, earthy system kind of work. Um, Also something around like something mental, job wise, something mental, or being critical on something, or maybe on your job itself that you were critical of it, and but also maybe the job entailed that you had to be critical or something, or use your intellect somehow. um Let me see, like, were you some kind of performer also? I'm getting a lot of heaviness and like chaos almost, like heaviness, sadness, like this element that we saw earlier, that you kind of gave up on something. There's just a lot of disruption or change, or not wanting to change, or not able to learn, or wanting to learn but not able. Um, Connected to if you were a performer, so potentially you were trying, but things got in the way, and that could be also like something subconscious from the life before that, or let's see. So something, yeah, I don't know, something chaotic. Um, let's see, let's dive into that. So what happened in this performance aspect of your life? Like what happened exactly? Why was it so heavy and intense? Mm, Potentially something around a difficult upbringing, or a difficult home life or childhood, or something. Something like an influence that was manipulating you, or like controlling you, potentially. Um, Having dreams but not being able to manifest somehow. A sense of isolation, maybe even, or I don't know. Like, how does this feel for you when I say this?
Um, I recognize some of the things from when I was a child, I think, because in this life, when I was a child, I've always been quite a serious child with. When I would play outside by myself, I would often make scenarios in my head in which I was the daughter who had to do all the household chores and had to sweep on her own and was really responsible for everything.
Okay.
And that was my play.
Yes.
So it's not really careless, childless play in that sense.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. I'm getting shivers also, like as if you were held back because of these kind of like chores or something, or yeah, had to do like
Yeah, and also when my father had to was babysitting me when I was little, and my mother had to go to work, and my father had a bad addiction to playing video games. When video games just were a thing, and so he sometimes forgot to give me a lot of attention. I don't remember this myself, but my mom told me and my dad told me, and then I would just take the responsibility not to bother him and play by myself, and then my father would find me asleep in the middle of the living room on my playing blocks or something because I just I didn't want to disturb him in his things.
Right. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Very much echoing. I have a feeling somehow, you were a child, but something was echoing there. Yeah, this forms a form of isolation and the difficult home situation. Maybe your dad representing this kind of controlling influence somehow, like he wasn't doing that, but like an isolating force. Let's see what happened. Something what made you stuck. Mm, all right. Let's see. Like, were you an actress, like a film actress, or trying to be a film actress? Just to. Yeah, very much so. That was my initial feeling, anyways. Um, were you living in this Hollywood area at some point? Yeah, you definitely went there. Yeah. Okay. I'll go quite fast. If I would ask now, what kind of movies that you play in? Not sure. Maybe this is saying you did not play it in any movies, or the movie themes were similar to your own kind of themes. Hmm?
Oh, I was just
Reacting.
reacting.
yeah, it's either themes around transformation, which is also kind of, I don't know, a little bit prominent in your chart, kind of with this karmic element in the eighth house, Neptune and Sun in eighth house. And you have Lilith in Scorpio fifth house, so there's kind of like a maybe like a shadow aspect around transformation on stage, like fifth house. So there's definitely something there. It's funny, I have a chironic wound around, yeah, and it's in the sixth house of structure and organizing and daily routines. But you see that as a kid, you were very prone to do that, kind of like as a survival mechanism somehow.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and always reorganizing my room and
Yeah.
all that. So bringing structures, but also new structures. And
Yeah, as if you were trying to cope with your reality by structuring, organizing, and structuring.
yeah,
That something also was very prominent in your past life. That's how you kind of like ended, or like that was a big theme in your life. Maybe you were trying to organize yourself a lot, like holding on to, like trying to be organized somehow. Mm, let's see, like I forgot to write down your early childhood stuff. I want to write that down here. Um, computer games. Chiron, Sagittarius, sixth house. Pluto is in Sagittarius sixth house. Just writing it down. It's interesting. As if this organizing is an echo from past life. Yeah, when I asked about what kind of moves that you play in, it's, yeah, let's see, like, did you play in movies? Are they up there? It's a bit unclear.
Warhol did a short on her,
Sorry,
something like that.
Warhol?
Yeah.
Okay, I know other people who are connected to Warhol and shorts. Someone specifically from Prison Escape, Hans.
oh,
Hans played.
really?
Yeah, he played in. He was my best friend in my most recent past life, and he played a part in one of Warhol's movies. Like actually a movie that Warhol was asking me for, but I was just like, yeah, getting fucked up, so I didn't care. And the life before that, he was a silent film actress in Hollywood. So I guess maybe there's some link there also. Like I'm sensing that for you as well. This kind of,
Yeah,
but that would be the life before that, and maybe that's something you've, like that's why the most recent past life was a bit of a heavy struggle because of the life before that, or something like that. Um, So that would mean also New York scene. Mm, mm. Yeah, very chaotic there also. Very karmic, chaotic. And at the first part of the reading, I was also getting this like living in extremes. So maybe there was also kind of like substances involved, or in this. Yeah, I mean, I dabbed into this New York Warhol scene for a minute in my past life, and I had my South Node in 11th house. So I was really prone to trying to be part of a community or trying to be part of a group, and this was like a group that felt very drawn to. Met my twin flame in that like same area and stuff, but very chaotic and very kind of like empty in a sense, or I don't know, a bit strange or something. Very strange. Um, I feel like there happened a lot, maybe some conflicts. Something karmic. Was that related to Warhol himself? Mm, maybe more inner conflict, or source. Let's see what your placements here say. Yeah, the Saturn in yeah, you have the Saturn in Aries opposing Mars in Libra, so this kind of theme around conflict and um, yeah, kind of holding yourself back versus speaking your truth or standing in your rights is definitely like an element. Is that something that you yeah, your Mercury in 7th house, is that something that you have now, kind of this um the themes around standing up for yourself versus trying to maintain harmony, basically, or
Yeah, yeah, that's really recognizable.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, I recognize that.
Yeah, potentially because of something that happened in that New York area. Um, let's see what I can ask. Were there any like addictions or drugs and stuff involved in your life? Do you have that now in this lifetime? Addictions or
No,
no?
no, except if you can call horses an addiction, but
Horse tranquilizer?
no, I'm not really prone. No, 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 I'm not really prone to addictions in this lifetime.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting in your past life there was some kind of element there I don't know. I feel like there's this kind of like, I don't know, manipulative, controlling energy. I'm not quite sure what that is. Mm, okay. What were you known for? Yeah, this giving up theme is really out. Is really disbalanced. I don't know. Something happened. Something. I think I wanna try what comes up already. I don't know. Mm, yeah, maybe just some extra data. How did your overall life go? Mm, mm, and how did you die? Oh, yeah, and reversed. Okay. Reversed. Maybe just yeah. Not sure if we actually met in past life, but probably knew about each other maybe or something. Is there any connection to Jim Morrison? Or maybe also, yeah, because Hans was my best friend. And he was also in this Warhol kind of scene. Uh, like, did we meet in real life? There's definitely some kind of connection. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's quite obvious also in this lifetime. So yeah, I think so. But it was probably like short.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a feeling that I've looked up to you in some sort
Hmm.
of way.
Yeah, I can sense that also in this life a little bit. And the cards are also a little bit like that, maybe. Okay, that's yeah, yeah. Things like Hans was not so very known, but did you know Hans or Tom Baker in person? Always, always. How is your connection to Hans this lifetime?
Um, I think he's really, fascinating in a really good way. Yeah, we got along really well, but now I don't really speak to him anymore. Um, but when we were working together, we had a great time.
Yeah, it's a funny character. Yeah, so overall just good vibes.
Yeah, not a really deep connection or something, but definitely good vibes.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna add some more astrology details. Has and then I'll put it in AI mode. Oh yeah, you have your North Node actually in Leo, third house. Yeah. Oh, that was last time also. Like this theme of you have to step on the stage in this lifetime. Mm, Saturn, Aries, 11th house, opposites. Mars, Libra, 5th house, squaring Sun, Capricorn, 8th, and Neptune, Aquarius, 8. Chiron, Sag, 6th, with conjunct Moon and Pluto, ish. Juno is exact conjunct Chiron, Lilith in Scorpio, 5th, part of fortune, Taurus, 11th. From before, let's see. Alright, trying to organize. Okay, still analyzing. Sedgwick, I already know. Kenny Darling also. John Seberg. You can always rule out some names because I already found those. So trippy. Huh. John Dorothy Seberg was an American actress considered an icon of the French New Wave, result of her performance in Jean-Luc Godard. Breathless. Died in Paris. This looks familiar though. I get a bit of your vibes also. I don't know. A little bit, right? Or
Wait, who?
you can't see it, right?
I
Or
can't see it.
okay, let me share my screen.
I'm really curious now.
Entire screen. This person.
Yeah, it could be.
Are you getting something, Natalia?
Oh, with the short hair, that's yeah.
Let's see. Can you tell me more about Jean Seberg connected to my reading? Tragic end. Surveilled and smeared. Very slow. Interesting. Yeah, this also, like, I don't know, this one, this happy face,
Yeah,
I don't know, that's so you, somehow.
the same kind of smile-ish thing.
There's a movie about it. I want to see a clip or something. Oh, yeah, that is you, I think, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't see it like that. It's really the kind of walk.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's tricky, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. um, my, just want to like check the data from the reading and what her life was about, kind of, to see
Mhm.
what that was for you. Very compelling possible resonance. Idealism, performance betrayal, psychological unraveling, being destroyed by the system. Interesting. Suicide, overdose, and suspected political harassment, mental breakdown. Star of Breathless from Godard, political activist, targeted by the FBI's. What the fuck?
Damn.
Yee, okay. Ethereal intellect, inner rage, fragile identity. Sensitive, idealistic soul, trying to stay balanced while under extreme pressure. Internal conflict, feeling trapped by perception or media. Struggled with the weight of fame, same. Political guilt, betrayal, idealism, activism, interracial adoption led to targeted psychological destruction. Wow.
Damn.
Shrouded in illusion, perhaps misused power of being used, lack of fairness, creative student with potential who was exploited. Became an icon of the French New Wave, but was never in control of her image. Used by directors, later punished by governments for political expression, her identity was distorted by others. What made you insecure, chaotic? Secrets, illusions, lack of protection, being falsely judged, needing to confess truth or face betrayal. Betrayed by the FBI, who leaked a false story that her unborn baby was fathered by a Black Panther, to discredit her activism. It caused her to miscarry and publicly unravel. She was punished for caring. Wow.
Damn.
Sudden upheaval in her career, blocked creative energy, grief and regret, resistance to her voice being heard. Acting career tanked after political targeting. Tower shows the collapse of her status, especially in America. She was not allowed to reinvent herself. Film work, someone who tried to escape or start fresh but was haunted by betrayals and exclusion. Naive or manipulated, total identity transformation or destruction. Jean played existential outsiders, but life mirrored art, alienated from Hollywood, tried to start over in Paris. Radical spirit was punished. Drug addiction, vulnerability, manipulation by cold authority, addiction or emotional instability, attempts to soothe pain through external sources. She was not an addict per se, but suffered from severe depression and paranoia, real and induced by the FBI, and died from a barbiturate overdose.
I think that might also be the reason why I've always been a bit averted, opposed to America.
Okay.
I've never been drawn to it or
You feel repulsed by it.
never liked it.
Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, I have like when I go to Paris, I just it's so fucking heavy for me. Like I get instantly depressed there.
Oh god.
Yeah, my last years were in Paris, and I did not feel great. So that kind of would make sense in your context. Astrological parallels: North Node, Leo third house, reclaim your voice, creativity, personal truth. Chiron, Moon, Pluto, in sixth Sagittarius, deep wounds in the area of service, visibility, being believed. Repetition of trauma around organizing others, but being scapegoated or crushed. Lilith in Scorpio fifth house, taboo, sexuality, creativity punished or suppressed. And T-square, power struggles with male authority, illusions, public scrutiny, martyrdom. And for Jean, yeah, he's now naming some placement of Jean, but I'm not sure if that's correct. But yeah, this makes sense on her story a lot. Like also this power struggles with the authorities and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jean was radiant, articulate, but always used for her looks, her symbol value, or to silence her. Stifled performer. She died alone in a car, decaying for 9 days, ignored. That's intense. Euclide's childhood story of absent father and self-reliance mirrors Jean's life, learning early how to manage herself and others' expectations. Tragic performer archetype. Idealist punished for activism. Mystical, emotional, neglected woman. Tried to stay composed in a collapsing world. Wow. Intense. How does that feel?
Yeah, really familiar.
Yeah. In what senses or like what aspects?
Yeah, just a lot of the themes and that yeah, what was the word with the tragic performer or something? It was
Tragic performer archetype.
yeah, that just really resonates. Yeah, just I don't know. It's just really familiar everything.
Yeah, yeah, and it resonates with the whole
And
reading and the feeling that I have.
yeah, and also aspects that I have from my current life that make a bit more sense now.
Yeah, yeah, maybe also like the insecurity stuff or the trying to please versus standing up for yourself and scared
Yeah,
scared of taking the stage more or but also being drawn to it or yeah, because there's this influence also kind of back then you were what is it like controlled by the FBI or something and
yeah,
maybe in this lifetime there's this kind of like inner belief that when you would go on stage you would get trapped. Yeah, I have a similar theme. Um, and that kind of like holds you back, but also yeah, having this deep insecurity because you were like yeah like used or what does it say you being used and yeah mistreated and all these kind of things. Yeah, how do you feel right now? Is it
well, there's a lot going through my head, and I am really eager to do some more research on her.
yeah,
I feel that to see if I can recognize more things.
I think that's now the important thing. Yeah, next step, just read about it, watch films, and understand how certain patterns in this lifetime are echoing and which can help you to let them go.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very powerful tool. So it's really nice to become aware. Can be intense also because it's like literally unfolding a past life. Um, can be emotional, can be intense, painful, but overall, when you work through this consciously, it's a really great tool to grow.
no,
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we can hop back into a call in a few weeks or something to see how things go for you if you're open
yeah,
to that.
like then.
Okay, nice.
For now, my head is kind of full
Yeah, it's
with all the new information.
yeah,
It's
yeah. Just let
over.
it sink in. And text me if you ever want to talk or yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I will do.
Okay. Thank you.
You, thanks to you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.